So did you see our extended hours video yet? Yep, another boomer bust. We're talking about our hourly schedule and the risks we take in extending our weekend hours. So a little bit of storytelling, right? I'm Darcy Leach. My family started Mind Sculpt Games 14 months ago. We're a face-to-face gaming store in Great Bend, Kansas. We sell board games, card games, miniatures, paints, and we have gaming tables. And when we first started, well, my husband and I, we keep our jobs in education, and we started by opening at 4 p.m. That means we raced as soon as we got off the clock at 3:45 from our education jobs, got home, picked up the necessary stuff, scuttled off to work, hope we were organized enough, and then we stayed open till, I think it was 8 p.m. on weekdays for the first bit. 9 p.m., we close after the event ends on Friday. We're going to make our official Friday hours to be 10 p.m. as well. So we're open, now we're going to be open noon to... Oh, shoot, I can't remember if it's 8 or 9 o'clock. Jordan, how late are we open on weekdays?
9.
We're open till 9. Good thing I thought of that in the middle of the video, right? But we're open from noon to 9, Monday through Thursday, and then noon to 10 on Friday, and Saturday noon to 10. That's a huge difference. Like from 4 to 8 p.m. when we first opened, people would get there, maybe buy a few things, maybe settle down for 1 or 2 games. But it kind of stops your mojo when you only got 4 hours. Now, we do make sure that we can get out as soon as we can when our hours are closing. And that means we want your games to wrap up by the closing time. But we have extended our closing time. Now, when we were just open from 4 to 8, our costs were very low. In fact, at that point in the business, it was me, my husband, and my dad. And guess what? We still pay none of those 3 people, but we're working on it. We're putting our money into assets that hopefully will, one of those years where we can just take a lump sum and pay down the house. That's our goal. That's our plan. But right now we make $0 playing in this risk zone that is rather risk-free when you're not paying 3 people. But right now, we have that noon to 9 hour slot, 11 to 9 hour slot, and we're moving it from 11 to noon during the school year. So we've been looking at our data metrics, and 11 to noon is profitable for us, but it's not the most profitable hour, and it's something we can move back a little bit. We still cover the lunch hour from noon to 1. My ideal hours, once I have a full stable of human resources trained, ready to go, all that, my ideal hours for Mind Sculpt Games are 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., every day of the week. And we'll see, we don't want to interfere with church time on Sunday, so maybe that's not really every day of the week, but 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. each day, for the most part, is the goal. And to get there, we've hired Jordan, who works for us full-time during the school year, doing a great job. He's going to be my horse for the year. I'm going to rely on that boy, that young man, that full-grown adult. But also with that, we have Dayton Winters, who has been trained with us and works on Thursdays. He knows the whole routine of what we do. And now we are adding Dan Reingans, who is a steal of a deal. So we get another educator in our stables, right? Dan, like my husband Daniel, teaches high school history. And Dan Reingans is our board game guy. He's been doing videos for us for a while, been doing demo nights for board games. He runs a Pathfinder group. He's done some painting videos. He has tons of knowledge. So if you're into heavy Euro games or you want to know about the hottest board game releases, come in Saturdays between 5 to 10 p.m. or Sundays between 5 to 10 p.m. Catch Dan. He knows so much. He probably has more board game knowledge in his pinky than I do in my life. I stole that quote from Jordan. But when we talk about what Dan knows, it's not just limited to board games. Our Warhammer paint rack with the Citadel paints, with the Army painter, with the P3 paint racks over there, Dan paints very well. He's painted Warhammer, he's painted War Machine, he's painted miniatures for games. Trying to think of that one that I saw. It's Blood something. Mice and Mystics type games. Those paintable miniatures, those beautiful miniatures, he paints them often. So if you're looking for techniques of what do I do after my base coat? How do I use my layer paints? What's a good primer? He can answer those questions. So we're going to rely on him for that. Heavy Euro games, painting, L5R, Legends of the Five Rings, the living card game. He just played in a Gen Con tournament. He's actually a pretty good gamer if you're looking to test your skills. He's run Pathfinder campaigns. He's run D&D campaigns. So honestly, Dan is such a steal of a deal for me to get him on staff. He's a professional educator, married man, very reliable, all these skills and background knowledge, and I get to employ him. I'm pretty lucky there. So the hours, whether I break even or not, During the sales hours, I'm hoping with Dan's knowledge on staff and his ability to make videos for us and expand product lines and sell merchandise that admittedly, like the full paint rack is a little hard for me to sell. I love painting and I dabble in it, but dry paints, I haven't used them very often. And some of the brushes over there I haven't used yet. An area I'd like to grow in, but sometimes we grow by hiring talented people. And that's the luck that I got. So we're open Saturdays till 10 p.m. And our metrics on our hours, our sales usually, their highest point is starting, it's crescendo at about 4:30. Now, is that because we close then? Will we capture more customers if we're open in that 6 to 10 p.m. slot? Are we getting a different area of workers? Are we going to get people that are off work at 5 p.m. on Saturday that normally can't come into the shop? Does this open us up to more sales? We'll see. I think my numbers say yes. I think the honest truth is that if we can be open and allow people to gather at our tables, community will build around it. We have a clean space, a safe space, a pleasant space to be in. We can put events on our calendar. We can create community. We can network through social media. We got friends who share for friends. We're going to build it. Whether or not I'm value positive on the first Saturday and Sunday where I'm open till 10 p.m., we're going to build community. We're going to have more collective staff knowledge. Dan's going to do some down tasks that help our business flow. And even if we're not making the sales per hour volume that we need to right away, our business engine's going to be greased and greased and greased. And we're going to hopefully just keep on rolling. Now, Sunday till 10 p.m. may or may not be the value positive spot. Saturday seems pretty industry standard. There's a lot of places that are open till 10 p.m. on Saturdays. Now, Sundays, we'll have to see and work it out. I'll have to plan strategically. We'll need some community support. Do you want a game on Sunday night and help me build a game community that you'd enjoy at Mind Sculpt Games? Well, let's talk about events we can put on our calendar. Maybe Sunday night becomes Modern Magic Night. Maybe Sunday night becomes HeroClix Night. Maybe we get a board game club that meets here every Sunday. Maybe Sundays are just hopping because you and your friends want to come here and start something. That's kind of what we're hoping for. So the boomer bust of this is, yes, I can pay someone here to be here. Yes, I think I can recover that money with business efficiency tasks and general sales. But the real boomer bust is, will our locals support it? Will you come out to Mind Sculpt Games on our extended weekend hours? Will you tell your friends about it? Will you invite your friends here? Will you sit down and play games with people that aren't currently your friends and leave with them as your friends? Those are all the things. It's a human psychology. I love math. I love Google Sheets. I love running formulas. I've analyzed my data. I've done what I could to say, are these hours viable? And what makes the question mark either work or not is our customer base. If our customer base shows up and invites people and tries to support the place where the tables are, where the extended hours are, where the air conditioning is going to run till 10 p.m. at night, if our locals support that, then we're going to do just fine. And if we do just fine, then we can give the locals more of what they want. More play space, more events, more calendar time, more experienced staff, more knowledge staff-wise collectively for all of our products. Seems like a really good thing. I'm hopeful, optimistic, and extended weekend hours start this Saturday.